It's just weird. I didn't have a question. I just have a note that says, great butt. Okay, great butt. Sure. That's fine. I don't know. Gotta stick to the... Okay, cool. Moving on.
I apologize unreservedly.
Ghosts are real. That much I know. I've seen them all my life.
Must we?
Yes. You have no idea what they do.
What do you want?
Guillermo, in Crimson Peak, well, a lot of your films have that theme of people are the worst monsters.
Yes, they
But
are.
can you talk about how in Crimson Peak, love is what makes monsters of us all?
I wanted to tell a romantic story with an anti-romantic point of view. Say, look, love is really important, but the most important is to love thyself, you know? It's the journey of a girl battling against another character, the one that is Jessica Chastain, Lucille, who has a different idea of love, really asphyxiating and possessive. And I really wanted to see these 2 points of view duke it out at the end, you know?
What was the most surprising thing about working with Guillermo del Toro?
He was probably more involved than any other director I've worked with in the creation of the character.
I think the most surprising thing was the sensitivity and the delicacy of his direction.
He wrote a biography for each of us that had our secrets and such. Usually I do that, but on my own.
That's great. Talking about that biography, was there anything that didn't make it into the film that you thought was really cool?
Everything made it into the film.
Really?
Yeah, because I took it all as truth.
There's a fascinating thing, the idea that essentially Thomas and Lucille Sharp are, when their parents die, are sent away to different institutions and different things. And Thomas Sharp goes to stay with his aunt by the sea, and his aunt is a very stern, disciplinary woman.
Yeah.
And he didn't enjoy it at all. She used to serve these kind of stale shellfish dishes. And so for that reason, he doesn't like shellfish.
She loves graveyard poetry.
He loves the music of Bach.
She hates Americans.
He prefers mornings to evenings. He likes eggs on toast. Lovely details like that.
Can you talk a little bit about Doug Jones and his performances and what he brought to the film?
Doug and Javier, who have worked with me in Mama and the dog in many movies, are two really superb performers, and I wanted the ghosts to be real. A lot of people say, oh, they're digital. They're not digital. They're people in suits. They're so thin. Javier dislocates his arm and he moves really weird. And then we came up with a gag. I refused to shoot them green screen. I said, let's come up with a gag that can make them translucent after the fact. And we did a little simple photogrammetry of the set and got plates. And then we were able to put like a skeleton in the center of the ghost digitally and made it has a really beautiful liquid effect.
I loved Allerdale Hall. Where did you get the inspiration for Allerdale?
Everything you see was referenced painstakingly from Gothic Revival buildings in England, including the corridor with the spikes that look so whimsical. It actually exists. You know, so I asked them we need to marry the real with the designy so that we create something that is a storytelling device.
You had such beautiful costumes in the film.
Oh, thank
Did
you.
you
Well,
have
I didn't make them, but I love them, yeah.
Did you have a favorite?
My favorite was the nightgown because it was the most comfortable. Also was the one that Lucille was free. She was kind of like, okay, this is who I am. Where everything else was very closed off and uptight and like hiding. And the nightgown was just who she was.
I just must doff my hat to Kate Hawley publicly for this. She is our costume designer, just truly like dazzling work.
Amazing.
My favorite piece of clothing was the blue greatcoat. It's amazing how somebody can make a piece of clothing for you that's new, but it feels as if it's 40 years old. It feels as if they've been wearing it for years and years. It felt like it had been handed down from my father onto me. It was an amazing, amazing piece of kit.
Tom had a nickname for you, which was a great Mexican bear.
I am. Yeah, I am. I'm the grizzly of Mexicans.
Did you know that he had a nickname for you?
No.
I asked him. His nickname for you is, let me make sure I pronounce this correctly.
Hiddly-dee, hiddly-doo.
You're where? Okay, you know.
Yeah, he calls me that every time I see him. When he writes me an email, he actually spells it out.
Really?
Yeah. How are you, man? Hiddly-dee. How are you? What is going on?
Yeah, he's such a sweetheart, man.
Yeah.
He's so lovable that if they found him grinding puppies in an alley, they would go, ah, puppy.
You played piano in the film. Was that something that you already knew how to do?
No, no, I'd never played piano before ever, and I don't know what it is. Like, you know, Guillermo said it's really important to me that Lucille play the piano, and I thought, okay, great. And then he goes, no, but I want them to see that it's you playing the piano, and I want it to be Chopin. And so it was 4 months of me, just busting and like, yes.
Last question, what would it take for you to stay in a legit haunted house overnight?
I'm not afraid of ghosts, so a haunted house could be nice ghosts too, right? I've never experienced an evil ghost energy. So yeah, I would do it like if, I don't know, I might even do it for free.
Great.
Guillermo told me that whenever he goes and checks into a hotel, he asks for the haunted room. I don't do that.
Of course he does. That's great. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, dude.
Really appreciate it.
Italy.